तो मैम हमारे जो ऑडियंस है जो आपको अभी तक नहीं जानती है, आई थिंक इंडिया आप बहुत सालों बाद आए, कितने सालों बाद आ रहे हो?
40 years,
40
40 साल
years.
बाद
So
आए
how
हैं.
is India treating you after 40 years on so
It's
long?
great. I like it. I like it a lot. 70%, 75% humanity they anxiety, depression they ਮਰੀਜ਼ ਹੈ. And more so for the youth. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਯੂਥ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਸ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦੇ ਅਵੇ ਫਰਮ ਦਾ ਟਰੂ ਸੈਲਫ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਘਰ ਚੋਂ ਕੱਢ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਘਰ ਚੋਂ ਵੀ ਐਂਡ ਘਰ ਚੋਂ ਵੀ
Men always cheat and they are physiologically made that way. I think this is something, a stigma that is attached to them. Is it true that they are physiologically different, that they are easily attracted to multiple women at the same time?
We have to be radical responsible for where we put our energy. Not only in physical intimacy, but mental too, like emotional too. Where we invest our time, we take on that energy. We also give energy. So radical responsibility is very, very important. And until and unless you're 100% in this relationship, I would say don't make it intimate.
Manifestation is something that we all talk about. अभी बहुत culture में भी है. But what is the power of manifestation? How do you do that?
Manifestation is a low energy. It's a low energy. ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ focus ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੈ we're focusing on money or house or people or things. What do we want to manifest? It's all materialism, no? So all the time we focused on materialistic things. The law of grace is much higher.
How does a woman and a man become high value people?
Well, the highest value in this human experience is to be soul connected, is to wake up. From a year ago, it was a very different picture. So this is very normal for us. Like, there was one man, he's also come with us now. Anybody that does the camps, then they're like, we want to go where you go. So America to bhi aaye. It was
The
fear
practicality
that,
of the situation.
now what will happen?
हेलो मैम, हाउ आर यू? थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग. वी आर सो ग्लैड कि हम आपके साथ एक कॉन्वर्सेशन कर पा रहे हैं.
Thank you.
तो मैम हमारे जो ऑडियंस है जो आपको अभी तक नहीं जानती है, आई थिंक इंडिया आप बहुत सालों बाद आए, कितने सालों बाद आ रहे हो?
40 years,
40
40 साल
years.
बाद
So
आए
how
हैं.
is India treating you after 40 years on so
It's
long?
great. I like it. I like it a lot. वैसे ਇੱਥੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, born and raised ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ, and I haven't been for 40 years, but there's something familiar. And then roots में और DNA में India है. So it's very familiar on a soul level, and it's very warm. It's very warm to my heart.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
ma'am.
it.
Okay, ma'am. So I want you to give the background of yours to the audiences who's going to watch you through our channel for the first time.
Sure. My name is Sukhy, and I am born and raised in England, and I now live in Canada. I have come to India because we were invited to do some spiritual boot camps. So I do spiritual boot camps all over the world, and the boot camps are basically our movement is called Evolve Into Oneness, and oneness is very, very important to recognize right now. It's not to find because it's already there, but we need to recognize it. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੀ ਪਛਾਣ ਨਹੀਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਭੁੱਲ ਗਏ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੌਣ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਬੋਡੀ 'ਚ. ਐਂਡ ਸੋ ਮੋਸਟ ਆਫ ਹਿਊਮੈਨਿਟੀ ਗੁਆਚੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਡਿਪਰੈਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਸਟਰੈਸ 'ਚ ਜਾਂ ਮਾਇਆ 'ਚ. ਐਂਡ ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਹਿਊਮੈਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਮਾਈਂਡ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ, ਫਿਰ ਇੱਕ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਉਹ ਰੂਹ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਦਿਓ ਡੇ ਟੂ ਡੇ ਦਾ, ਸੋਲ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਓ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੈਲਫ ਰਿਅਲਾਈਜ਼ ਹੋ ਜਾਏ, ਸੈਲਫ ਐਕਚੁਅਲਾਈਜ਼ ਹੋ ਜਾਏ, ਐਂਡ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ ਲਈਏ. ਐਂਡ ਡੂ ਵਾਟ ਵੀ ਮੈਂਟ ਟੂ ਡੂ ਇਨ ਦਿਸ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਲਾਈਫ ਇਜ਼ ਨੋ ਆਰਸੈਲਵਸ.
So what are the major problems that the youth of this country or any country is facing today, और किस तरह से इम्प्रूवमेंट की जा सकती है यूथ के लिए और पूरी ह्यूमैनिटी के लिए?
Yeah. The major stress factor right now ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ youth, not only youth,
हाँ, entire
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ
humanity.
ਵਰਕਿੰਗ ਕਲਾਸ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ ਨਾਓ, ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਨਕਮ ਅਰਨਿੰਗ ਪੀਪਲ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਿਟਾਇਰਡ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੀ ਹੋਣਾ, ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਬਟ ਇਹ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਰਾਈਟ ਨਾਓ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ that 75% statistically 70% 75% ਹਿਊਮੈਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਡਿਪਰੈਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਮਰੀਜ਼ ਹੈ। that is a very big number, 75%। ਸੋ 4 ਜਾਣੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ, 4 ਜਾਣੇ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ 'ਚ ਆ, 3 ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਚੋਂ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਡਿਪਰੈਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਮਰੀਜ਼ ਆ।
For all the age group.
for all the age group and more so for the youth। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਯੂਥ ਆ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਸ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦੇ ਅਵੇ ਫਰੋਮ ਦਾ ਟਰੂ ਸੈਲਫ। ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਘਰ 'ਚੋਂ ਕੱਢ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਘਰ 'ਚੋਂ ਵੀ ਐਂਡ ਘਰ 'ਚੋਂ ਵੀ, ਐਂਡ ਮਾਇਆ ਦੇ ਜਾਲ 'ਚ ਫਸ ਗਏ ਆ। ਐਂਡ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਟਾਈਮ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ 10 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਟਾਈਮ ਆਉਣਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਬੀਇੰਗ ਆਪਣੀ ਵੈਲਿਊ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਕਰੂਗਾ, ਫਿਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਵੈਲਿਊ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਵਾਈ ਐਮ ਆਈ ਹੀਅਰ। ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਟਾਈਮ ਇਜ਼ ਅਪੋਨ ਅਸ ਨਾਓ। ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਰਟੀਫਿਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਇੰਟੈਲੀਜੈਂਸ ਹੈ, ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੈਟ ਜੀਪੀਟੀ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਪਾਓ, ਔਨ PhD ਲੈਵਲ ਆਨਸਰ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹਰੇਕ ਟੌਪਿਕ 'ਤੇ।
True.
ਇਨਸਾਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ PhD ਇੱਕ ਟੌਪਿਕ 'ਚ ਕਰ ਲਊਗਾ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ। ਹਾਊ ਮੈਨੀ ਪੀਪਲ ਹੈਵ PhD? ਨਾਟ ਮੈਨੀ। ਬਟ ਜੇ ਕਰ ਪਾਓਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਟੌਪਿਕ 'ਤੇ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਨਾ, ਨਾਟ ਐਵਰੀਥਿੰਗ। ਤੋ ਆਰਟੀਫਿਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਇੰਟੈਲੀਜੈਂਸ every topic ਤੇ PhD level information ਦੇ ਰਿਹਾ, and it's self improving। ਸੋ ਵਧੀ ਜਾਣਾ। ਸੋ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਪੇਪਰ ਵਰਕ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਲਿਟਰੇਸੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਲਾਈਕ ਇੰਟੈਲੀਜੈਂਸ ਵਰਕ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ChatGPT ਇਨ ਸੈਕਿੰਡਸ 'ਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇਊਗਾ। You just type in, menu a form create kar do, in like 10 seconds the form is created। So what we were paying lawyers for, what we were paying accountants for, jo see like proper educated people nu jobs de rahe sige ta hire karde si kam lai, chat gpt kar raha in seconds। That is je humanity hasn't caught on but is catching on, that ਇਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ ਆ। ਤੋ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ 5 ਸਾਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਮ ਰੈਗੂਲਰ ਜੌਬਸ ਉਹ ਜਾਊਗੇ 75% ਆਫ ਜੌਬਸ। ਇਮੈਜਿਨ ਕਰੋ, ਇੰਟਲੈਕਚੁਅਲ ਜੌਬਸ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਡਿਗਰੀਜ਼ ਕੀਤੇ ਆ, ਮਾਸਟਰ ਡਿਗਰੀਜ਼ ਕੀਤੇ ਆ, PhDs ਕੀਤੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਜੌਬਸ ਨਾਓ ਵਿਲ ਬੀ ਆਬਸੋਲੀਟ ਵੈਰੀ ਸੂਨ। 5 ਸਾਲ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੰਬਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਨਹੀਂ
There's
ਹੈਗਾ।
going to be huge collapse.
Huge collapse, yeah। And then robots ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ build ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਆ, they can carry 1,000-pound weight। We cannot do that, human beings cannot do that। and ਉਹ design ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਤਾਂ surgeries ਵੀ ਕਰ ਪਾਏ robots ਨਾ। and so most jobs with precision and robot ਕਰ ਪਾਊਗਾ, with precision, because ਉਹਦੇ emotion ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਵਿੱਚ। ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਸਰਜਨ ਹੈ, ਸਮਟਾਈਮਸ ਉਹ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਆ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਫੀਅਰ ਵੀ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ, ਰੋਬੋਟ 'ਚ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੇ। ਸੋ ਦੇ ਵਿਲ ਬੀ ਏਬਲ ਟੂ ਡੂ
It's better
ਸਰਜਰੀਜ਼
than the doctor, the real
better than
doctor.
the doctor with precision। ਤੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖੋ, ਜੇ ਉਹ ਇੰਨੇ ਹਾਈ ਲੈਵਲ ਜੌਬਸ ਰੋਬੋਟਸ ਕਰੋਗੇ, ਐਂਡ ਨੋਰਮਲ ਡੇ ਟੂ ਡੇ ਜੌਬਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟਸ 'ਚ ਜਾਂ clean up vacuums ਤਾਂ ਬਣ ਹੀ ਗਏ ਆ, etc ਹੈ ਨਾ। The other thing is people will start keeping robots to have company। ਹੁਣ ਸੀਨੀਅਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ in a few years you'll be able to buy a robot, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹਾਊਸ ਵਰਕ ਵੀ ਕਰੂਗਾ। so then what is the value of a human being, right? so now ਜਿਹੜੇ housekeeping jobs robots ਲਊਗੇ, high level surgical jobs, low level hospitality jobs, intelligence jobs।
What are humans gonna do then?
What are humans going to do? What are humans going to do? Not only that, ਹੁਣ ਵੈਸੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਰਾਉਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਏ, ਬਟ ਇੱਕ ਰਿਐਲਿਟੀ ਹੈ that there's a ਬੱਚਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਮਾਰਟ ਚਾਈਨਸ No, he was playing chess, and he was a very, very good chess player. They built a robot to compete with him. A robot compete ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਨਾ ਚੀਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਰੋਂਗ ਮੂਵ ਲਈ। ਰੋਬੋਟ ਨੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਉਂਗਲੀ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਕਰਤੀ, broke his finger because he made a wrong move. Because
Oh,
the robot is programmed, and you cannot deprogram a robot straight away. And kinne utte natte aaye try to release the robot and get him away from the boy. But so robots are programmed a certain way. So je insan robot de mutabik nahi turuga, nahi chaluga, we will always be in fear. Ere robot ki
oh
karuga
God.
sanu?
Hmm.
So now is the time that ਸਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਕੁਛ far smarter ਆ ਗਿਆ, far stronger ਆ ਗਿਆ, and ਇਨਸਾਨ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਮੋੜ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਖੜਿਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੋਂ ਕੁਛ better and superior ਆਇਆ। There will be that. So humanity is at a place now of fear of extinction, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ human beings ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਮੋੜ ਤੇ ਖੜੇ ਆ that human species ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ। How? Because anxiety, depression, suicide.
नेचुरल कैलामिटीज भी तो बहुत हो रही हैं।
ਨੈਚੁਰਲ ਕਲੈਮਿਟੀਜ਼ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਘੱਟ ਆ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਡੀ ਵੈਲਿਊ ਡਿਮੋਰਲਾਈਜ਼ ਹੋ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ, ਸਾਡੀ ਵੈਲਿਊ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਕਰੋਗੇ, ਸਾਡੀ ਪਰਪਸ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਕਰੋਗੇ, ਘਰ ਬੈਠੇ ਅਨਇੰਪਲੋਇਡ ਆਲ ਡੇ ਡੂਇੰਗ ਨਥਿੰਗ। ਇਮੈਜਿਨ ਵੀ ਵਿਲ ਰੀਅਲੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆਰ ਵੈਲਿਊ। ਰੋਬੋਟ ਨੂੰ ਬਟਨ ਦੱਬਦਾ ਉਹ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ, ਉਹ ਕਰ ਲਾਈਕ it's going to be a very different world. So the good news is artificial intelligence and robots ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋ ਜ਼ਮੀਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋ wisdom ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, God consciousness ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, soul ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। They don't have that. ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਉਹ ਹੈ। So ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ ਲਈਏ, we become self-actualized, self-realized. We get to know that we are part of the infinite creator, the greatest wisdom of all. Then we will survive. 51% human beings jagjan, self-realized hojan, humanity will survive.
So how to find that center in yours? How do you help people finding their center?
So I do spiritual boot camps. Spiritual boot camps, बहुत लोग पूछते हैं फिर why boot camps? Why is the name boot camp? क्योंकि when we do physical boot camps, it's exercising the body. Spiritual boot camps is exercising the soul. So first, honestly, India आया to do the camps, Punjab and Delhi, and ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ self awareness techniques ਕਰੂੰਗੇ, like who am I, why am I here? ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਪੈਸੇ ਕਮਾਉਣ ਆਏ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਖਾਣਾ ਖਾਣ ਆਏ ਆ, relationships ਬਣਾਉਣ ਆਏ ਆ। We're not here just to marry, reproduce, get a career, buy a house, get some cars, go on vacation and die. Can't be. We're here to wake up. So what is our purpose? So why are we here? So we would do exercises in self-awareness and ek process karone every day. 3 ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੈਂਪ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰੋਗੇ 3 days, 2 hours per day, and ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ process ਕਰਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ to wake up the heart. So now even science has proved that heart coherence, the heart has 40,000 neurons, which is far more than the brain. And the heart is the most intelligent organ in our body. See, heart no salata. We've really compressed it and suppressed it, and we give so much intelligence, so much importance, sorry, to the brain and to the mind. It's time to rewind. It's time to go back to the heart. So in the camps, we have the process of waking up the heart intelligence and the heart wisdom, and with that 24 hours a day you will go into a state of meditation inwardly. Outwardly you're doing your work, outwardly ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਅੰਦਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ।
This is the question that I ask from everybody who are intellectuals. So how to find your purpose? How do you help people finding their purpose?
Intellectuals.
Intellectuals, I mean the people who have wisdom.
Purpose on if you ask me my purpose, and everybody will answer that at their own level of importance and own level of focus. So for me, human beings have come into this human body to wake up. That is our purpose. That is our only purpose, actually, to become self-actualized, self-realized. So that means we got consciousness in this body. Everything else is just a tool to live this life while you're doing that.
Hmm.
So purpose is not to be a great neurosurgeon, or to be a great accountant, or to
Hmm.
be a great podcaster. That is something that you're doing to make a living while you at the same time are becoming self-realized. But if your option of what you selection of vocation is to help others wake up at the same time, then you're in a deeper purpose, I would say, than the normal mundane day-to-day job.
Hmm.
So for yourself example, you have a platform where you're getting that voice out to other people, and the more people hear your podcasts about waking up, becoming self-realized, that helps you, because the law of karma is every seed you sow, you reap the rewards of it. So the more you help people wake up, the more you will absolutely get the rewards of that and wake up.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so when you are spiritually awake, how are you going to be dealing with the things that are happening in the country? I mean, in terms of losing your employment, at the same time, you go through heartbreaks, human losses that you go through. So, how are you going to be strong enough to deal with them? Because they are the ultimate reality. You are going to lose people in
Yeah,
your life, right?
for sure. So you said it well. You just answered your question. That is the ultimate reality.
But how, हाँ, it
We're
takes
gonna
time to
lose
accept it.
people.
ठीक है, even if you are so much spiritually aware that this is going to happen, but still human attachment you can't get away with, right? So how do you make yourself strong enough to be acceptive of the fact that one day you are going to lose this person, even be your parents or the people you are very attached to?
Yeah. Um, Maybe I think the word is soft enough. Soft enough to realize that I am not even this mind or body. I am the soul. So nobody ever dies. Nobody ever dies. Everybody's on this vacation, human vacation. What is in this body, what came into the body before, and what leaves afterwards. For example, I've come to India. I packed my bags, my suitcase, and I came to India. But I know I'm not going to stay here. So this is a vacation for me. Or I'm on a spiritual tour, to help people wake up. But I'm going to go back to Canada,
Mm.
right? So the soul knows it's come to a human vacation and it's going to go back with whatever experience it had here, with whatever karma, whatever debit credit system that we go through. It's going to leave this vacation, this human vacation. Once we become vulnerable and soft enough to realize that for self, we will accept it for others too. Nobody dies, really. They just leave the body and then off onto a different experience. So, if we accept that, then the reality is the deepest reality, the one eternal truth is death. We're going to die in terms of physical body. We're going to leave. I don't call it die, but we're going to leave this physical body. So, life then, human life, is a dash between the womb and the tomb, right? It's just one line. It's just a dash between womb and tomb. And at the end on the tomb, they will put from this year to this year and the name, and done, right? And everybody has to go through that. So if we accept during this dash that we're all here for an experience and we will meet again after this physical experience, we will meet again. We are meeting for the first time. I will leave here and maybe we will meet again, right? Same with the human body. We come in here, we come have this experience, and then our souls will meet again somewhere. So it's eternal. The soul is eternal. There is no beginning and end. It is an ongoing process, and we all meet again. We all have karmas. We all have karma that we have to resolve at some point, unless you're in dharma. And so those life cycles will keep going until we've cleared those karma. So I wouldn't worry too much.
Hmm. Okay, so as we are talking about soul, so what is soulmate in true sense?
Soulmate. Uh, we look at soulmate as another person, but I think soulmate first, you have to be your own soulmate. Your mind and your body has to be your soul's mate first. Soul is inside you. You have to be one with that. First and foremost, put your soul forward, your essence forward. That is soulmate to me first. Being one and feeding that essence inside of us first. You know, a lot of times people come to our camps and straight away they're emotional. They're crying. And they will say, like, Sukiji, why am I crying? Why do we cry straight away when we sit in the camps? You know? And that's because the soul has finally got some food, some attention. They're not there for their body, they're not there for their mind, they're there for the soul. And the soul all of a sudden is like, finally. So we've suppressed our own soul, but we expect somebody to fill it from outside. We have to make that a big part of our life. We have to be our own soul's mate first. So that's a soulmate to me when we're in union, mind, body, and soul. Second, a soulmate people reference a lot, but the love of my
The
life, he
partnership.
completes me,
Mm,
she
mm,
completes me.
mm,
I don't think anybody complete you, or nobody can complete another person. They may feed their emptiness or their voids or their triggers or whatever is going on in there. But another person cannot complete another person. We have to be complete fully ourselves, and the other person can complement us.
mm,
So, soulmate, we have to be first
mm,
to ourselves, and then everybody is a soulmate. Then everybody is. Okay, we are all souls having a human experience. Everybody we come in touch with is a soul having a human experience. So we are all soulmates.
mm,
Mate means friend,
mm,
right? But we put it onto another person, and then we want that person to fulfill our every need because you're my soulmate. And then those feelings die, and then where did that soulmate go after 2 years? Divorce happened, this happened, that happened, and then no more soulmate. So we have to feed our own soul first. When we're fulfilled, you will experience everybody as a soulmate because God lives in all of us. Na Ram Mandir na Masit mere bukkal de vich chor.
mm,
Ram sune sade andar hi hai. So this we have to be mates with this first.
mm. As you mentioned, ma'am, divorce. So, why is the divorce ratio increasing day by day? What is the thing that is lacking in today's relationship or in humans also, that they are not able to adjust with each other? I mean, maybe there are so many options to them. They don't want to settle or adjust with each other. So, what is the main reason, as per you, to in today's generation?
I think the main reason now is we don't know how to compromise. You know, it's very me, and mine. The selfish nature has grown so much. When we lived in, when generations lived under one roof, we knew how to compromise. Baba Dadi BC, and then siblings, and parents. So 3 generations lived under one roof. I'm not saying this is the right way or the wrong way, but in that way, we knew how to adapt to every personality almost. And
Mm,
we knew how to give and take and be of service, and and the right time to receive, the right time to give, and be kind and compassionate. And whichever house a senior lives in, children learn to be there for them, to be of service. Now we are very self centered. Information is in our fingertips. The phone is like right then, information and temptation of everything. We don't have the attention span that we did. So even to sit and listen to a partner, it's like, okay, chup 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 kar, chup kar. I'd rather be on my phone, or I'd rather be distracted by something else. So we're not putting as much time into each other as we once were doing. We don't have the Compromise may be not the right word, but we don't know how to be of service as we used to be. The give and take is not there. It's more take, take, take. And the moment the other person doesn't fulfill our needs, it's forget it. I am out of here and I'm done. And to the next. Whereas there were divorces before. It's not like there were not divorces, but it was like after something extreme, that,
They are still justified. I mean, if
yeah,
there's cases, there are cases of abuse,
yeah.
but on the other aspect, not being able to adjust कि एकदम इतना जल्दी give up
Not
कर
being able
देना.
to adjust,
And
or just not wanting to be with somebody, just I need my freedom, I need my space, I need my, just little things that before we would, it wasn't even a question,
hmm, hmm.
we get married and this is how it is. And that, I'm either way, I'm not saying right or wrong, but sometimes when we do get into a relationship, we learn a lot about ourselves, and we blame the other. But law of light and reflection is that what we see in another is in us. It cannot be in us if we're seeing it. Like if we see something in another person, it has to be in us. You know what I mean? Otherwise, we wouldn't recognize it. So if we say that person is angry all the time, how do we know anger unless we experience it?
We don't internalize. There are some things that probably you are responsible for their anger. We don't realize that, and it
We
happens in
don't
so many
realize.
households, na, that we are going to constantly accuse somebody that you are being angry, you are being this and that. But there might be some हम वो reflection नहीं करते अपने अंदर कि maybe there are some things that does trigger that emotion
Yeah.
in somebody, right?
Or what's going on with this person? Like, do you need to talk? Or like, what is going on? Can I help you in any way? But so I think the more we take time out, and COVID really brought those things to the forefront because we were able to distract ourselves with jobs and this and that and the other. But the percentage of divorces that happened
Increased in that
in
time.
COVID and post COVID increased dramatically because people were forced to live under one roof and really face each other as couples and face themselves. And they realized, like, okay, I don't want to live like this. I don't like this person, or I don't like myself in this marriage, and I'm out of here. Again, not right or wrong, but some things I think we can compromise on and learn about ourselves. Some things like abuse, obviously, then the best way is out. So each person, has to do their own evaluation. But we're impatient as human beings right now. We don't have the patience that maybe my elders had.
And is it also true that if you are able to find yourself, you'll be able to attract better people in your life, right?
Absolutely.
No? Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. As we evolve, so as like if you're in shame, guilt, apathy, fear, ਜਿਹਦੇ 24 ਘੰਟੇ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠੋਗੇ, right? Like angry or bitter or jealous people. As you evolve, the society that you sat with starts to leave you. They just can't handle your vibration. So they kind of dissipate. The sangat that you sat with dissipates, and then you attract new energies. So new people come into your circle. And if they're conducive to you waking up, if you're meant to wake up, if they're conducive to that, then they will stay with you. If they're not conducive to that, they also then go to the wayside and you will keep climbing. So in the end, if you're meant to be like a leader, then you woken up and then you work with all those people that left. They come back to learn from you.
Hmm. It's also said that high vibration people do irritate these negative
Very
energies. Why does it happen?
oh, because like negativity doesn't like positivity because a lot of negative energy can't be around positive energy because it's just irritating to them.
But it also irritates the person who is high vibrational because you can't tolerate these factors like jealousy, envy. ये सारी चीज़ें आप नहीं वो करते. तो how do you manage that to stay centered because you meet so many people on a daily basis?
Uh, that's why solitude is very important. I take a lot of time out for myself. Uh, But once that energy level is sustained, it's part of us.
Hmm.
It's our new normal. Like grace is a new normal, or love is a new normal. That vibration is a new normal. Then the discernment is there of what's going on with another person. But irritation nahi hundi.
Hmm.
Irritation nahi hundi.
Hmm.
And if at any time the contrast is too much, then we remove ourselves.
Is there any ritual that you follow to do that?
No, just remove. Leave,
Hmm.
go into my own space.
Hmm.
I say I don't go to a lot of places. My life is doing the spiritual camps, or be at home and I work. So that's my life.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
trio, the triage.
Hmm. Why do women have these self-worth issues? You'll see in India also, the example that I have, women have this self-worth issues a lot. Maybe it's there in their upbringing that they were never meant to, they were never made to feel that they belong. So
Yeah,
how to get to that
overcome.
stage to accept yourself and feel yourself worthy? Because you are not going to always find people who are going to make you feel that, because until unless you work on yourself, right?
Yeah. And sometimes you could have the greatest people around you, but inside, if you don't think you're worthy, it won't matter. So why does that happen? Culturally, I would say, because being of Indian descent, we were as females, it's always we are of service, or the mother is nurturing and caring and providing care. So selflessness, which is the closest thing to God, actually, but we never put ourselves first. And so even in my household, even though we're born and raised in England, it was always like, um, be a good daughter, be a good sister, get married, be a good wife, be a good daughter-in-law, be a good mother, then be a good sass maybe one day. So we're always trying to be a good, be a good, be a good. But never was it like, okay, be a good human being in yourself and to
And
yourself
be
too.
happy.
To yourself, yeah.
Huh.
So we were never in the jigsaw puzzle. We were never in the equation. But now it's changing. Now, especially in Canada and America, women put themselves first. In fact, I think the men, poor guys, now they're having they're questioning their own worth, because it's the tables have turned where
True.
women are working, women can provide now, they're earning, and they're nurturing.
Hmm.
So they can do everything now, educated, can work, can also provide for the family, and they are nurturing as human beings. It's natural to us. Whereas men, I see when they come to the camps, they're not sure where they fit anymore. The value and the importance of men is being questioned by themselves,
Hmm.
because the women are doing everything. They don't need men anymore. We were programmed to need men. They were the providers. Nothing can be done without them because they're earning. So we were always at their mercy. But that's not the case anymore. So women are becoming much more independent, strong people, actually, and sometimes the more dominant one in households. And men are facing the issue of, who am I in this jigsaw puzzle now?
So how do they find their self-worth if they are losing it?
It's tough. It's tough. Like, many boys, I will say boys, like men come to, because मेरे लिए तो सब बच्चे हैं,
Hmm.
but they come and they say, my wife doesn't need me, you know, and she does everything herself. She earns, she can pay the bills. It's like she doesn't really need me, and sometimes I feel she doesn't want me around. What should we do? What would? And so my answer is always, know your worth, who you are as a person, shine from the soul. Everybody will want you around. Not only your wife, everybody else's wife will want you around too.
Hmm.
You will absolutely know your worth if you go back to soul consciousness. So that's where we all need to go, because overvaluing ourselves is not good either. So the
Yes,
pendulum
yes.
is swung for women. that I don't need you, I don't want you. Women don't want to get married anymore. They don't think they need men. So how will generations continue?
That's
So
also a negative term. And why would we not need men? There has to be a balance,
there
na Shiv
has to
Shakti
be a
wala
balance.
balance.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
hmm,
yeah. The yin and the yang, has to complete. So the pendulum has swung. Women are now confident. They are now strong, intellectual, and providers, and men are questioning where they fit in. So it will.
so the men need to upgrade now. They
Men need to
should.
upgrade now, because gone are the times where a man can go to work, come home, sit on the couch, and play with the remote control. He has to participate, has to learn how to cook, has to learn how to change the diapers, has to know how to go grocery shopping, which everything that woman was doing. And for a time, the woman was doing all that and working. Now women are saying, why should we do all that? We're working too. So
Men
men
need
are
to,
relearning.
hmm,
Yeah,
hmm,
they're relearning that, we need to participate in the households too. But younger men adapted really well.
hmm,
Older men are struggling.
hmm. So how to find that balance for both men and women in a family?
Compromise. You talk. Sometimes we men are stronger than women usually. I probably
Physical.
have a lot of comments about that. But physically, I mean,
We
that's,
cannot deny that.
so they can do a lot of things that we can't do, physical strength.
Yes, yes.
And we can do a lot of things that they can't do. Find your strengths. Find your weaknesses and come together and work and compromise in that. It can be quite beautiful and harmonious, actually, instead of competitive and stressful.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Okay. How can childhood trauma of yours affect your life and you as an adult also? How to heal from that childhood trauma? I think everyone carries trauma. Even our parents have it, and they don't realize it. But as we are growing older, the people of this generation have become a bit more into
Awareness of
aware.
it
I
and
think that's
mental
something I
health.
also
Yeah.
realize, that everyone, we should not see our parents to be the perfect or godly ones, but at least as human beings who were kids at one
At
time.
one
I think
time.
it'll be easier for you to forgive your parents for the mistakes even they don't know they are making, or we don't understand that as well.
Childhood trauma sits in our DNA. And if at in childhood we're not able to deal with it, we're not able to articulate that this is going on for me, and we don't even know the words of feelings, so it's suppressed, and the cellular memory holds on to that.
Mm.
It sits in our body until it's safe enough to come out. When it's safe enough to come out, and usually that's in relationship, because that's where we start to feel love, we start to feel safe, we start to feel connection, and our trauma comes up. So if it's not healed, we will relive it. And hurt
Hurted
people.
people, true.
And that's a fact. So childhood trauma can come out in many ways. If we were not loved or we felt unloved, then no matter how loving our partner is, we won't be able to receive it. And I'm amazed. We do an exercise in the camps about receiving and giving, and how important it is to do it equally. If you can't receive fully, you can't give fully. And if you can't give fully, you can't receive fully. It's the opposite side of the same coin. Uh, so we have to be able to. I think everybody would benefit from counseling. I'm a counselor by designation, and I used to work with people with trauma and what they went through. But when I started doing the camps, in the camps, people would clear years and decades of trauma that they were holding on to. The same people that I had counseled for a few months or years, in the 8-day camp, they cleared it all. So I stopped counseling. That I was charging money for counseling. The camps are free, but I'm like, you get way more healing and clearing expedited in the camps. Just come to the camps. So now anybody's dealing with stress, anxiety, trauma, any inadequacies at all, just come to the camp.
Hmm.
It's free. It's 2 hours a day. It's
Hmm.
life changing. It's permanent.
Hmm. And what is the purpose of marriage and being parents?
Well, in the old times, marriage is a man-made thing. In the old times, men had power. So they were impregnating women all over. So a lot of the wise people, the wise men, made marriage something that helped give power back to the woman, one man, one woman, and the man became the provider and the provider of the children too. So responsibility had to be taken. So it created a family unit of responsibility, not just going around like animals reproducing, um, which is good because women were the victims of a lot of different types of abuse and then left to raise children. And the person that impregnated them has gone off and done the same to many different
Hmm.
women. So it gave them the family unit responsibility, and this is a one man, one woman unit. Now it's quite different because people don't want to get married. They don't want to be tied down to somebody, and they don't want to. I don't know if it's like uh, till death do we part. Till death of what? There's death of the love, the death of trust, the death of loyalty, the death of companionship, or is it the physical death? So a lot of people are questioning, like, can I do this for life with this one person? I think if you can find your love of your life and you get married and you have children, it's a great thing. It's a great thing because you have that security, you have a family unit, you can complement each other, help each other to grow, you can raise wholesome children. So it's a great way to bring nurtured, wholesome children into the world. If the marriage is not good, I do not believe you stay in it. If there's abuse there and there's just like violence or
Hmm.
those kind of things, some people stay in it because we're married till death do us part.
Hmm.
I don't agree in staying in something that um, violates your existence.
Hmm. Hmm. And there is a stereotype, or so you can say stereotype, or that is a thing that is associated with men, that men always cheat and they are physiologically made that way. I think this is something, a stigma that is attached to them. Is it true that they are physiologically different, that they are easily attracted to multiple women at the same time, where women are emotionally wired that they'll cheat if they are emotionally not involved with the person? So, if you want to say on that.
Yeah, generally speaking, women connect from the heart, right? There really has to be a heart connection. And there's exceptions to every rule, there's exceptions to every case, but usually they will cheat when it's done.
Yes.
Then they will. Men are wired like that on a lower chakra level. So if they're coming from the lower three chakras, which is eat, survive, reproduce, then that's kind of part of it where sexual focus is a big thing.
Hmm.
Even women, when they're coming from the lower three chakras, it can be too, but the primitive instincts in men is that, right?
Hmm.
Protect, provide, reproduce. And so until they wake up, until they come up from those lower three chakras into the heart, into the throat chakra, and into the third eye, then they're at a higher energy and connection matters, wisdom matters,
Hmm.
and responsibility is there.
Hmm.
Feeling responsible for self, body, and other people too. You don't just throw your body wherever your five senses are saying.
Hmm.
You actually very wise about where you put your energy,
Hmm.
because being with somebody intimately, there's 7 years of energetic exchange that you've just taken on. It takes 7 years to clear that energy.
If you're casually involved with
if
somebody.
you're intimately involved with somebody. So imagine now you're partners with 10 different people, 20 different people. You've taken on energy of 10 or 20 different people, and each person is dealing with their own level of psychosis. And that one person has taken on that level of energy of 20 people. How are they going to feel wholesome in themselves? They're not. And so then they're wondering why they don't feel well mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. The galli chhad do.
So the culture that are there in the country, not here, west में भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. These hookup cultures, the casual relationship. You also feel, you realize that is this psychologically वो कर रहे हो आपको damage हो रहे हो. Everyone is getting damaged because they are constantly involved with multiple people at the same time, right?
Yeah,
So it is damaging them. So how
absolutely.
do you make them realize that you should not be doing that because you're involving with so many energies?
Radical responsibility. We have to be radical responsible for where we put our energy. Not only in physical intimacy, but mental too, like emotional too. Where we invest our time, we take on that energy. We also give energy. So radical responsibility is very, very important. And until and unless you're 100% in this relationship, I would say don't make it intimate. There's so much more to know about people than the end. That should be the end, in my opinion. The last thing to concrete a relationship, not the first.
How does a woman and a man become high value people?
High
High
value.
value person, a high value man and a high value woman. What does that mean?
Well, the highest value in this human experience is to be soul connected, is to wake up, really. So depends where you're looking at value, the word value from. Value from somebody who has $2, they look at somebody who has $10 and gives them high value, right? Somebody who has $10 looks at somebody who has $1,000 as very high value. Somebody who doesn't have a car looks at somebody, and so on and so forth. So it's all in the eyes of the beholder. Who is perceiving will put that is measuring the value. But from my perspective and from the way I teach is that if you are awake, if you are evolved, you're a very high value person to humanity and to the planet Earth. Why? Because your vibration is of God consciousness, whereas most of humanity lives under integrity, in shame and guilt and apathy and fear. You're living in God consciousness. Your energy has the absolute potential to lift the energy of the planet, not only the planet, of the whole universe. Because God consciousness can change the energy of the whole place you sit. They say, Jithe Baba pair tere, where a saint puts his feet, the energy is transformed. So that's a fact. So to me, the highest value of a human being is when we're self-awake, self-conscious, um, awake. We're walking to our truest self. We've evolved into oneness. We realize and we actualize ek onkar.
तो एक ओंकार की बात करें तो व्हाट डज दैट मीन? आई मीन इट्स जो बात करी आपने, बट व्हाट डज दैट टीच यू?
Ek onkar, one God, one creator. In Sikhism, the Dharmic Granth, Guru Granth Sahib starts with Ek Onkar, Satnam, Karta Purkh. So one God, one creator, truth is his name, the doer of all. In the Quran Pak, it says La ilaha illallah, one God, one creator. In English we say one God, one creator. And Bhagavad Gita also talks about the Brahman, one God, one creator. That is the ultimate truth. Ek onkar ही है. There is no two. द्वैत तो नहीं है ना, अद्वैत है. And you are in the God, I am in the God, and the God is in me, and the God is in you. So God is in us, and we are in God. There is
Hmm.
no separatism, and there's no duality. The moment we start to become self-realized, self-actualized,
Hmm.
we see God in everybody.
Hmm.
The difference of somebody who is walking in that energy and somebody who is not is that they have forgotten that they are God in action. And the awoken person has remembered and is coming from that place.
Hmm.
So it's like having $1 million. We both have $1 million. And I know I have $1 million.
Hmm.
It's in my mind I have $1 million. And so I feel rich, right? From an example, you forgot you have $1 million.
Hmm.
So every time you look at something, oh, I can't buy that, I can't have that, I can't do this, I can't do that because I have no money. But you have $1 million sitting somewhere. You've totally forgotten. So you're asleep to that, and I'm fully awake to that. So I am empowered because I
Hmm.
have $1 million sitting somewhere, and you're not empowered. The same thing with God consciousness. The woken person is empowered because they're living from that place
Hmm.
of God consciousness. That wisdom is innate. The sleep person thinks they're the five senses, and so is a victim and vulnerable to that and pulled by the five senses all the time. A woke person watches the five senses.
Hmm. Um, Manifestation is something that we all talk about. अभी बहुत culture में भी है. But what is the power of manifestation? How do you do that?
Yeah, I don't know why right now in the Indian culture, manifestation is thousands and thousands of years old, but somehow right now हर एक कोई manifestation की बात कर रहे हैं because of The Secret, the book, The Secret.
Hmm.
But in mainstream culture, it was like 20 years ago. Somehow now Indian and Eastern people have caught on. It's an Indian age, yeah, manifestation. It's a part of us. But now we're taking it from a different way, materialism.
Hmm.
Manifestation is a low energy. It's a low energy. क्योंकि ऐसी साडा दिमाग कित्थे है साडे focus कित्थे है we're focusing on money or house or people or things. What do we want to manifest? It's all materialism, no? So all the time we focused on materialistic things. The law of grace is much higher than the law of attraction. Manifestation is the law of attraction. You want to attract, attract, attract. So inside what you said is me, mine, mine, mine. The law of grace is thine, thine, thine. The law of grace is मेरा मुझ में कुछ नहीं जो कुछ है सो तेरा तेरा तुझको सौंप दे क्या आ लागे मेरा. The surrender. Thy will be done. In manifestation, the law of attraction is like my will be done. How do we know what is good for us? How do we know? Ultimately, we don't. There's a man in England. He didn't have much money. He was on his last £10, and he went and bought a lottery ticket. He won the lottery ticket. It was in the millions. I kid you not. Within 3 years, the man was back at square one
He didn't know how to hold it and how to.
because his energy level was so low that yes, he won the lottery. ज़हन तो I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win, I'm win तो win हो गया पर वो संभाल तो नहीं पाया. He could not hold on to it because his belief was I am poor.
Poverty consciousness हो
Poverty
जाता.
consciousness. So now when we come into grace, which is abundance, grace takes care of you. You don't have to ask for anything. You don't have to ask for anything. Things unfold as they should. You end up in the right place. You end up with the right people in front of you. You end up with the right funds that you need to do something. Somebody shows up and says, for us, like, hey, you want to use our space to do a camp? Sure, we needed that. We don't take a penny from anybody. But all of a sudden, somebody says, our space is empty, use it. Great, we needed that. We use the space. Many people come, they transformed, off we go. So even in India, this is how we came. Some person spontaneously contacted us and said, we need somebody like you in India. And I was shocked, actually. I was shocked because, okay, India is the hub of Rohaniyat, spirituality, in my mind, because I'm not born and raised here. So India is the hub of Rohaniyat, of spirituality. Why do you need me to come there? Doesn't make sense. And she said, it's become a business here. And so it's very difficult to find true spirituality. She had done our camps on Zoom, and she'd been connected with us for a long time. So she knows we don't take a penny, no matter what. So I said, yes, sure, we will come. Uh, I said yes. I booked the ticket. As soon as I booked the ticket and I announced we are coming to India, people started saying, do a camp in Delhi, do a camp in Chandigarh, do a camp in Patiala. So now those camps are just opening up. If I just sat there manifesting, okay, I'm going to do a camp in Patiala, and that's my only focus. Chandigarh, Delhi, Mumbai, all of those areas wouldn't be my focus. The only thing maybe I do is Patiala and leave. But because the grace, law of grace, use me to do thy work wherever, however you want. Every area opens up. It's the law of grace that we're together here today. Somebody contacted you. I didn't even know. Somebody contacted you, and it opened up, and like here we are today. So that's divinity at work. That's divinity at work. Why be solo focused on one thing when you can be solo focused on God, and God can take care of your everything? So manifestation is not something I say focus on. Focus on the Creator. Ru to jina. Mind to nahi jeena, body to nahi jeena, रूह to jeena. So put in your soul first. ਰੂਹਾਨੀਅਤ is ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਰੂਹ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ, ਰੂਹ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਜੀਂਦੇ ਆ, ਰੂਹ ਨੂੰ ਪਛਾਣ ਗਏ ਆ, and realize ਕੀਤਾ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਰੂਹ ਹੀ ਹੂੰ. I am my soul having a human experience. ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਰੂਹ ਆ, ਇੱਕ ਸਰੀਰ ਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਆਹ human experience ਕਰਨਾ ਆ. That is ਰੂਹਾਨੀਅਤ. So everything you do then is for the Ruh. I eat for you, I sleep for you, I pray for you, I work for you. And Ruh is God. Atma, Paramatma. It's one and the same. Rab Sone Sunday andar hi rehte hain. So when we realize that and we start working from that consciousness, Rohaniyat.
And mindfulness.
Mindfulness is being present in the moment. वैसे mindfulness भी if you go back to कितना formulate हुई सी in Buddhism. Buddhism didn't mean the focus was not like mindfulness to focus on your mind in that moment. It was like to be present with the
Present.
Creator, the eternal existence. They didn't say God. Buddha didn't say God is or not, but consciousness, right? To be aware of consciousness all the time, to be witness conscious. So to be the witness of all that is. That is not actually mindfulness. It originated from there, but then, the Western mindset, the modern mindset is okay, mindfulness is being present in every second moment on the thing you're doing. So, ठीक है, you be present then 100% in this conversation. Then the mind chatter is not controlling you. Sometimes ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨੋਟ ਕਰੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੋਡਕਾਸਟ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ you're probably very anxious maybe inside too
Okay.
how am I going to do this, and 100% solar focused ਫਿਰ ਕੁਝ wrong ਨਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ, like I want to say that this is how I want it to be, camera should be like this and 100% checking everything. Now you're very relaxed about it because it's kind of
Flowing with the flow.
going with the flow. Yeah. So people when they first learn to drive, ਇੰਨੇ awareness ਨਾਲ drive ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, like ultra focused on the road and on the steering wheel and on the brake and on the gear, and massa destination ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆ. They're like, oh my God, we finally got to where we wanted to get, and sweating and when they become proficient in driving, They get from A to B and they're like, oh, I'm here already. How did that happen? Unconscious ho janda hai na. So mindfulness is being present with every single thing they're doing in every millisecond. So I'm washing my hands. I wash my hands actually, not just go. Feel the water on my hands. Feel the temperature as it changes. Feel my hands. Feel the soap. Become quite present. That can be a meditation in itself actually. We're still body focused, but it can be a meditation in itself.
हाँ, ये माइंडफुलनेस आई वाज सुबह खाना बना रही थी, तो व्हाट हैपेंड, मैं जो अनियन मैंने चॉप करे थे वो ट्रे गिर गई, एंड दैट्स समथिंग आई स्टार्ट, मेरे एकदम से माइंड में आया कि आई वाज नॉट माइंडफुल एट दैट टाइम, समथिंग एल्स वाज गोइंग इन माय हेड.
Yeah.
तो आई लर्न दैट आई एम गोइंग टू बी प्रेजेंट व्हेन आई एम डूइंग समथिंग, बिकॉज मोस्टली हम रहते हैं एब्सेंट माइंडेड, आपके दिमाग में बहुत सारी चीज़ें चल
Yeah,
रही
जल्दी
होती.
जल्दी कर दो.
तो सुबह मुझे ये थॉट आया, नहीं आई हैव टू बी माइंडफुल, अगर मैं छोटी भी चीज़ कर रही हूँ, किचन में भी हूँ, देन आई हैव टू बी प्रेजेंट देयर. तो आई थिंक गलती का कोई स्कोप होता ही नहीं है जब भी व्हेन यू आर प्रेजेंट एट द मोमेंट.
Yeah, because you're basically 100% solo focused on what you're doing instead of doing 10 things at the time. But women are very wired to be multitaskers. It takes a lot of work for us to be present with that one thing. So we have to practice it. It seems to be easier for men because the one thing they focus on, they're usually quite present, though now even men are saying that they find it challenging. But yeah, historically for me 20 years ago, it was quite gender specific, which is interesting. Men had the ability to be solo focused and mindful, so even if a woman's talking in the background, it's like, yeah, whatever, I'm focused on this. But women found it challenging. But when we come back to that moment, be one with the millisecond that we are, then we're not even thinking. Then we're not thinking. Then the mind has no power over us. So stress, anxiety is not there either. So we're quite present. Being present is a tool to get away from anxiety and depression. But it's the base, I would say. We have to wake up. We have to wake the heart up. We have to come into higher realms of consciousness. It's a matter of survival now for human species that we need to wake up. Mindfulness, I'd say, is base. We're doing Mumbai. We were actually going to Mumbai, but that got cancelled because I wasn't able to get there and do awareness building as much as was needed. So we're going to stick to Punjab and Delhi for this tour. Um, so there's one in Nikodar.
निकोदर.
Yeah.
I'm not aware.
There'll be a camp in Nakodar, there's going to be a camp in Patiala, and a camp in Delhi. And we're trying to arrange one in Chandigarh right now, but let's see. Let's see if the creator wants
So
one
for
in
how long are you here in the country?
till the 15th of
15.
December. And God willing, we'll be back. I think it will be ongoing because there's a lot of population here and people are starving, internally starving. Like there is a lot of poverty too, but they're internally very starving. And I just can't believe the poverty levels here too. It's heartbreaking. But some of the starving people, they're so happy. And they're also joyful. And some of the rich people I look at, they're so miserable. Like a true testament of money cannot buy you happiness.
वो ये ना इच्छाएं इतनी हैं कि जब हर चीज़ आपकी इच्छा पूरी हो नहीं सकती, देन यू आर गोइंग टू बी अनहैप्पी. एंड जो द पुअर पीपल डोंट हैव इतनी, उनको बस सर्वाइवल है कि खाने को मिल रहा है,
खाना मिल
खुश
गया
मतलब
खुश है.
बस वो सेटिस्फाइड है उस चीज़ से
Yeah,
लेके.
and they're not saving. A friend of mine, there was a function and she brought her gold from the bank, है ना? And she was asking, मैं कह रहा पापा कह मैं कह like whichever you want, like all good. But ਇਹਨੂੰ ਰੱਖਿਆ bank 'ਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ, like don't leave it here. It's a board. It's a burden. It really made me realize the more of these things you have, the
इट्स गोइंग टू
more
कॉज यू मोर स्ट्रेस.
stress. Yeah, so live free, live light. Allah Pak doesn't leave in a kiri makori hungry. They're all being fed. Panchi is being fed. They don't have fridges and stoves. Or the khai rahe hain day to day. It's the only human species likes to hoard and likes to save everything. So the more we kind of leave it to God, the more we'll have.
Hmm.
Yeah. But here, there's such a dichotomy. In
Hmm.
Canada and England, everybody's kind of middle class. पता भी
Hmm.
नहीं चलता जे higher if they have a lot of money पता नहीं चलता. Like everybody's kind of in the middle. Here it's either here or here, money wise.
Everything is like prestige issue बहुत ज़्यादा है. उसके जैसे ये कि people want to have more cars if they are rich. The poor is getting poorer and the richer is getting richer. So
And
that
the
is.
people that like are poor because they want to fit in, they'll spend all the money on these cars and this and
So
that to
true,
look
so
good,
true.
and then they get poorer. Like it's tough. Even the caste system here, there was a driver. Um, is it? Can I grab the? Is there a bottle in there? Green one is there. Oh yeah. Or if there's a cup, is there a black cup too? Thank you so much. Thank you. So there is a yeah
Is it hot water in it or
coffee.
coffee? Okay.
There is a thank you.
You'll be. Shall I?
Number five. There is a driver
Hmm.
and वो अपनी story बता रहा था that he can't marry the love of his life. मैं क्या क्यों? And so to me, to us, caste system is not anything in Canada. It's like doesn't even
It's a
exist.
India में
Thank
तो
you so
भरा
much.
पड़ा है. I
Thank you.
mean everything is around that forecast.
He's telling me a story, and he says that the girl's parents are not accepting because he's of a lower caste. मैं क्या यार, we human beings are very cruel actually. We can be very cruel. We put the value of ourselves higher than the other person to feel good. And imagine what we've done to the other person. Their morale, their value, all the time they're living as they're less than. The Creator is in all of us. God is in all of us. Who gave us that right? We're just feeding our ego. And who gave us that right? It's absolutely, I am flawed by the differentials people put on each other through this caste. Why? Why? So the poor guy, they said, if you want to marry my daughter, you have to go abroad and you have to work and you have to earn money. Even though the guy's dad is an inspector, he's better educated than the girl's dad, more money than the girl's dad, but they said you have to go prove yourself. So he has to prove himself. So he's now here driving a taxi and is making I think 1800 rupees a month.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, 1800 rupees, like how do you live? 1800 ही हाँ,
18,000 हो गए 18 तो 100 is like less.
हाँ, maybe
18
18,000.
even 18,000 is less as per the
18,000,
kind of expenditure that the state has.
maybe 18,000.
Mm-hmm.
But he's living at the Gurdwara. He's eating from the Gurdwara. He sleeps in his car and he showers at the Gurdwara.
Where is he from?
He's from, it's like 1 hour from Chandigarh. So he had to leave his home and he's not allowed to talk to the girl on the
Until he
phone
gets stable.
until he gets stable.
And what does the girl say then?
The girl's not allowed to talk to him.
She wants to talk to him?
She wants him to do what Papa said.
But it's humiliating, no? It's humiliating, like so much humiliating.
So I'm like, good for you that you are doing what is asked of you. But at the same time, I didn't say to him, but like, who has the right to put value on somebody? Love doesn't measure. Love doesn't have that. So, insan, until we become awake, we will never realize that we're all equal. Value की बात की थी ना आपने. Value is in the eyes of the perceiver, and I see it more here in India.
And then how do you expect that person to be lovable or acceptive of you? Because पूरी life उसने वही सहा है. And if I have been treated, मेरे को पता है कि if I am not equal, मुझे नहीं treat किया गया है, then
And the
I am going
parents
to
will
have.
never accept him as an equal. तो गुलाम बन के रहेगा. But I didn't say that to him because
Hmm.
I was
Easily
just
hurtful. Hmm.
amazed that he's doing everything. So he said, I have a year.
Hmm.
And it's over and over again. You see people talking about caste and I'm this and
Even people are killing each other for this only. It's there everywhere.
so this is the reason then it's very important that in the camps, one of the big exercises I do is like each person looks into the eyes of the other person and says, I see God in you. Male, female, age wise, child, doesn't matter. I see God in you. And they're taught to see God in every single person. And then I see you in God. एक ओंकार कितने थोड़ी कास्ट रहोगी कितने थोड़ी मॉनेटरी वैल्यू रहोगी so once we start seeing God in each person and we see us in God, you've seen God. You see God. Everything else is just a way to live. It's not the eternal truth.
So true. But it'll still take so many years. I don't know how many years.
I don't think so because I'm very, very lucky, fortunate, and blessed that the way I've been given is so expedited. Like people are waking up so quickly. The only challenge I'm having is getting the word out. That's the only challenge. But the process is transformational. Tin din ki hai. You know, if like, can you imagine now 10,000 people come into a forum and they go through the process? That's 10,000 lives changed in 3 days. And I've committed my life to this now.
Hmm.
And they're not paying, they're not donating, they're just, their donation is their time to show up. So I'm blessed and I'm in a very good situation in terms of like health. God Rab Sonina health diti hai. You know, I'm 54, so I still have a few years, I think, to be able to do this, and I will till God willing my last breath. I think the more the word gets out, the more transformation will happen. So I don't think it's that tough. The only challenge I have is that I need podcast to podcast. What time लगता है? It's more time to do the podcast than to do the camp.
Hmm.
So the more I get, that's why I'm really focused on going on to the podcast. That I have to get the word out. I have to get the word out, and the camps are worldwide. ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ Canada 'ਚ ਤਾਂ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਲੱਗਦੇ हैं. They're always on.
Hmm.
Every 2 months I'll do 8 days. I go to America. I'm going to Australia.
Hmm.
So jithe jithe bhi koi balaye, anybody says please come and do a camp here, I say okay, I'm
Hmm.
coming. I book my ticket. I pay my own way.
Hmm.
And in the middle I work.
Hmm.
And so the only challenge is getting the word out. Otherwise the transformation happens very, very quickly. Even the people that came with us, from stress, the boy, like he was always like this. Like he literally he would be crunching his hands and he couldn't look you in the eye and couldn't hold a proper conversation. Now he's a poet. Not a poet by this, a poet by this. Like if you will call him in, you know, you listen to his shairi, oh my god, you will melt. Obi Rabdi. He downloads it now.
Hmm.
Whereas 6 months ago he couldn't even speak to humans. The girl too, like you can ask them their experience, like
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm. Hmm.
they'll tell
Hmm.
you. So these are young, everyday educated people that were so stuck in anxiety and depression and lostness. I call it the lost souls. Now they found themselves. Now they're marrying each other.
Hmm.
Now they're getting married. So
They get into each other.
they're gonna marry each
Arey,
other.
that's so
Yeah,
sweet. Okay.
yeah. They met in satsang, and they're both very, very good people.
So
And
sweet. Hmm.
yeah, so मैंने बोला शादी करा लो. She really liked him. I
Hmm.
talked to him and he said yeah, so good. So divine souls meet. What else do you want? Huh?
Hmm.
From a year ago, it was a very different picture. So this is very normal for us. Like, there was one man, he's also come with us now. Anybody that does the camps, then they're like, we want to go where you go. So America to bhi aaya. 3 people have come from America to
Hmm.
join us. 11 people from Canada to come and do the camps here too. There is a guy that's come, he's Sardar. He was with the Sanstha Prem Milanka Chow, something like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
And he said he was with them for 14 years. And it's very Sikh focused and very Kattar. But uh, he didn't transform. He just became more and more like rigid in that this is how it should be and this is how. So amrit chak le, kar le, oh kar le. So out of body, out of uniform was very important, but the inner transformation didn't happen. Even a very nice person, he came into the camp, one camp, and ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਆਉਣ ਲੱਗੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦੇ ਦਿਲ ਦੀ ਮਾਲਾ ਚੱਲ ਪਈ ਨਾ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਮਾਲਾ ਚੱਲ ਪਈ and har jo wahiguru jo and that in most paths is the highest realm you can go to, unlike art of living or sadguru or those, they all talk about breath na? Breath je ode na saso di mala na simaro tera na, if that is turned on, if the person has the key to ignite that system, your meditation is 24,000 times in 24 hours versus you sitting and doing ibadat. Je dil di mala chal pabe, it's 180,000 times in 24 hours. So we're talking here, अंदर आपके हरि ओम ओम नमः शिवाय चल रहा है, you're sleeping, ओम नमः शिवाय चल रहा है, you're eating, ओम नमः शिवाय चल रहा है. How can you not transcend?
There's a proper process that you do that to open that heart chakra.
Yeah. What is the proper process?
I mean, if you can kind of brief us shortly
Why
or
don't
the
we do
way.
it?
You sure? Okay.
Put your right hand 2 fingers on your left hand pulse. Right hand 2 fingers,
हाँ.
left hand pulse.
अच्छा pulse.
ये आपकी माला है ना?
हाँ.
Okay, so we're igniting the rosary bead system of the heart, the mala. So we'll do Om Namah Shivaya.
हाँ.
आपके लिए भी ठीक है तो close your eyes and repeat after me. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om.
Namah Shivaya.
Om 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 Namah Shivaya.
Now keep going, but quietly in your mind. One beat Om, the other Namah Shivaya. Keep going. And you can open your eyes. So you've just received the key to ignite the rosary bead system of the heart. So do this 5 minutes a day, morning and night. When you wake up, doesn't matter if showered or whatever, don't worry about head cover, this and all the man-made rules. Just do this soon as you get up and last thing at night when you go to sleep. What you do at night when you go to sleep, your subconscious mind gets programmed with that. So as you fall asleep, if you just hand on your heart, you just need the beat. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. You fall asleep in that energy. One point you will hear it going on in your heart. You're not thinking about it, you're not talking, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, where is that coming from? And it's coming from inside you. That is your Dil Di Mala Chalpiya. So you don't need to carry a rosary bead because your inner mala is going 24 hours a day. You will then start feeling lighter in like this. It's almost like I feel peaceful. You probably felt it. There's a peace, anand, that you're feeling. And it's like, okay, everything is the same. Why do I feel so good?
बीट्स की आवाज सुनाई दे रही थी, आई डोंट नो, अराउंड द ब्रेन.
Kadi?
बीट्स.
Like pulse?
हाँ.
Huh. ठीक है. Let it. That will turn into Om Namah Shivaya. That sound will turn
ओम नमः
into.
शिवाय 3 बीट्स.
Huh. So that will come inside of you. So literally, I just gave you the key. Now to see chalana hai. वैसे I think you guys should come to the camp. Come to the camp. I will send you the information. Do I have your cell number?
यस मैम.
That so I will send you the details of it. Like we do this 3 days in a row. ताकि वो चल पवे. Um, so if I meet you once, I'll give you the key. Then you have to practice at home. But in the camps, if you attend all 3 days, then you walk away a very different person. But the peace, mukti is, what is mukti? It's peace. I'm free. Free from what? It's not when I die I'm free, the angels sing and the clouds part. It's free from the everyday burdens of the ego, the panchtor. So mukti is living in peace in body. It is not something that happens when we die. So as your heart neurons get fired, because Om Namah Shivaya is a high frequency than all the day-to-day thoughts, as your neurons get fired, your heart neurons, they're firing that, it goes into the blood. Then it goes into the nervous system and it goes into every cell. इसको कहते हैं रोम रोमच. Hari Om, Vaheguru, Allahu. Roam, roam, every cell. 75 trillion cells we have. Once it goes into 75 trillion cells, what was Shiva? Right? He was a vibrating God consciousness existence. What was Guru Nanak Ji? What was Prophet Muhammad? They were walking, talking meditations. What does that mean? They were in that God consciousness vibration. Once it goes into every cell of yours, you are that too. The difference is that they remembered that a karna is life which we forget. So do make sure you do this and then you message me in do it do it every day, make it a practice, but after 7 days message me, tell me if the sound came on, because 7 days pretty much I think.
Okay, I will do that for sure.
Yeah, and if you can come to the camp. So it's that simple. There is no religion. There is no dogma. There is no rules. There is no ऐसे कपड़े पहनो, ऐसे तुरो, ऐसे बोलो, ऐसे करो, ऐसे खाओ, ऐसे पियो. The only thing which is stay away from nasha. So alcohol and drugs, because then you're in a very low vibration. Then stay away from that. It doesn't matter if you eat meat or you don't eat meat, or you have your head covered or you don't have your head covered, or you wake up early in the morning, or इसका वुजू करना है ना. What does it matter इधर वुजू हो या कि नहीं. Yeah.
ठीक है मैम, आपके कैंप्स में रजिस्टर करना, तो हाउ डू पीपल डू दैट, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट अवेयर येट.
Yeah. So the camps, they can find us on YouTube, Evolve Into Oneness, and TikTok and Instagram. They all evolve into oneness. To register for the camps, we're here in Punjab and Delhi, December 1st to the 15th. Camps are happening in Punjab and in Delhi, so they can register by WhatsApp messaging. It's a Canadian number, but WhatsApp to free hai. WhatsApp 1778 990 9743. 1778 990 9743. Apna naam, page then, and which city they're in. We'll send them the relevant information. Camps are free. absolutely free. There is no donation, there is no charge for the camps. All they have to do is come ready for transformation. So December 1st to 15th in Punjab and Delhi. We have regular camps in Surrey, Canada, BC. Same WhatsApp number to register for those. Will be in Australia in February, and California also in February, and Toronto in January. So pretty much all over. The J local nahi hai. The Canada ones we also do on Zooms, so internationally, and they can come in person. Then they can register for the Zoom camps, which the Canada ones we do on Zoom, so they can be anywhere in the world and attend and join us. But it is transformation. The movement is evolving to oneness, and really that's what we travel in the world, helping people to know thyself, connect to thyself, and value thyself.
मैंने जरा एकदम से आपके लॉकेट पे है, there's written mom. So what does that mean? Like, is it for your mom, or it has something else?
Actually, funny thing happened in satsangs. Almost people just Pella Sukhi ji keh rahe the na, and then all of a sudden people started calling me Guruma. Uppy organically. So doesn't matter to me what they call me, Sukhi ji or Guruma or Sukhi or whatever. But it became an organic, Guruma term of endearment. And my daughter bought me this. And I don't usually wear jewelry. I never wear jewelry. But it was symbolic
Okay.
that, I feel like I am mother to humanity now.
Beautiful. Okay. Abhi, I think I didn't ask you this question. That what was your age when you felt that this is my purpose and you want to pursue it?
Um,
Was there any personal story? होता ही है मतलब personal story कुछ आपके होती है that you feel that this is something that I want to get into.
Yeah, I don't think I felt I want to get into. Uh, God got me into it. Like it was almost like this is what I'm going to do, and it was like organically. I was molded for it, trained for it. It's a contract, obviously, spiritual contract I made in this life. But I realized in my 30s that I will be. Helping others evolve, because my own transformation in my 20s began, and it was a turning point in my life, going from day-to-day life, marriage, children, focused on career, the normal white picket fence, two children, and that type of to everything changed, you could say almost overnight. And I was forced to look at myself and look at life, and like, why am I here? What is my purpose? If this as a life that's laid out for me, marriage and kids and this and that, is not my now reality, then what is? And I fell to my knees, actually, because I was really struggling with, how am I going to feed my children tomorrow? Like, it was very dire situation. And when I did that, I had a spiritual transformation where I was going to sleep. And as I went to sleep, and I was not half awake, I was half awake. I was not sleeping, I was not awake. And all of a sudden, it looked like in the room, the lights turned on. It was dark. I'm sleeping, And first I thought the children turned on the lights, but it was so strong that, innately I knew the children have not turned on the light. So it was so bright that ekdam, I was forced to sit up. And in that brightness, there was also Jera. And I was in such a stressful situation that I didn't know what was going to happen financially, like, with the living situation I have, what was going to happen. But that changed me from inside. I went from stress, fear, to peace and surrender. And I kept saying, I'm being tested. I'm being tested. And that's not normal language for me. I'm being tested. So where was that coming from? Where, like, what did that mean even? Logically, I didn't understand, but innately inside of me, there was a knowing that this is all for a reason. This experience also is for a reason. What I'm going through now, right now, is for a reason. And I felt very peaceful inside as it was all going on. Changed me. And so the trajectory of my life changed then.
You
And
shifted from poverty consciousness to what is that term called?
abundance.
Abundance.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But it wasn't even poverty consciousness, it was fear.
Fear,
It
the
was fear
practicality
that,
of the situation.
now what will happen? Like to complete acceptance, to complete surrender that everything is happening for a reason. Even though I didn't know the reason at that point, but it changed the trajectory of my life, and spirituality became my main focus. Who am I? Why am I here? Um, what is it beyond the mind, beyond the body? What is it that's witnessing the thinking? What is it that's hearing? Those questions really were profound inside of me, and I couldn't help but to then go on that inward journey. So I went inward. That was in my 20s, and in my 30s I was pretty much sure that I have a responsibility um, to be part of waking up the planet. And in my 40s it came into fruition organically. Again, it was not planned. It was like, okay, this is something I'm meant to be doing. And now I couldn't hide anymore. I was still pretty well hidden before COVID. I didn't come into the limelight. It was like one-on-one conversations, and or 5 people would sit together and talk about God and the Creator and who we are, how to connect to ourselves, and waking up is essential. But then it became larger groups, and then as people was transforming and transcending, the importance of getting out there became paramount. It became the like it was obvious that this has to get out there. I have to get out there, in order to do the work I'm meant to do.
Okay.
So thank you so much for being part of that, and having this platform for transcending and helping people evolve.
Thank you so much, Pam. It was an honor having you with us, and there were so many things that we got to learn through you. And we hope so we get to meet soon someday.
Yes,
And I wish you all
I
the
look forward
best
to it. Thank you.
for your camps for the further coming. सो ये थी सुखी महल हमारे साथ, जिनसे बात करके हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा। एंड आई एम रियली श्योर आपको ये एपिसोड बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, और इसी तरह के एपिसोड्स को देखने के लिए हमारे चैनल को लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करिएगा। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग।